Hey guys, so I figure you're probably wondering like, what? Why are you doing this kind of stuff, Erica? You're not really technically savvy. You're right. So this was what happened. So I was speaking to my dad about uh, a couple months ago, and he was telling me, he said he's been having computer issues with his Chromebox. So originally I had got him an iMac, and unfortunately I think there was some kind of graphics card issue. And when I heard about the price for the repair and the fact that it was outdated or vintage, I decided to get him a Chromebox. Now, I highly, highly recommend, if you know someone who just does regular or just simple internet functions, they're not doing, they're just basically browsing internet or checking email, get them a Chromebox or a Chromebook because it is cheap, it is simple, and it is very intuitive. And I think the Chromebook, I got it for him about 4 years ago. It was like $169 or something along those lines. So I had zero issue with the Chromebox. I love it so much. He really likes it. It's really fast. But he was having printing issues. So I decided, hey, let me figure out what's going on. And because of, distance, I could not do this remotely. And finally, I looked on the computer to see, hey, what's going on with the printing thing? And I saw that it was saved to PDF. Now, I thought, oh, this is a really simple fix. Instead of printing it to the printer, he's been saving it to PDF accidentally. And I thought it was going to be straightforward. Unfortunately, it was not. What happened is that when I tried to figure out, when I tried to move it over to the printer, it's kept giving some sort of printer error. And I was thinking, like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is there a printer error? I tried printing out for my MacBook, no problem at all. So I went online, and this is what I found out. So it looks like on January 1st, 2021, or they stopped giving service, or they stopped pulling, or they decided to pull Google Cloud Print. Now, I'm not very tech savvy, so there might be some things wrong that I'm saying in terms of how I'm explaining this, but this is really the layman's term or the way I see it. So I think what was happening is that things were getting printed through Google Cloud Print, but because they pulled it, a lot of people were kind of SOL in terms of printing from a Chromebox or a Chromebook if they didn't have any other way to print. He was printing wirelessly, and I always thought, okay, there should be no problem, but I'm guessing that this Google Cloud Print was really important, or was really essential. So people, they tried to find workarounds because the Google Cloud Print service wasn't around anymore. But for certain printers, including the MX920, right now I have the MX922, there didn't seem to be a workaround. So some people were saying that they felt like they ended up having bricks. So, see this? They did not include the Pixma MX922 in their list of supported printers, and then there's third-party printing solutions, but it's not supported by the Chrome OS. Now, the problem with the Chromebox is that although I think it's very secure, you can't really download programs on there. So I don't have to worry about, let's say, some kind of malicious so-and-so installing to it. I knew that, yeah, it's not too flexible. So I went on this forum and I was looking at it, right? And some people were saying, hey, you know what? They found a solution. So see, you found some people getting all pissed off over here. Really no support from Canon on this. People were saying that it needed to be addressed, and they couldn't get any support to this, right? This sucks. Apparently there's no way to print from this thing from Chrome. See that? So what people were saying is that there needs to be something called a PPD for the Canon 920 series, or develop a Canon OS driver from the machine. Now, I'm not too familiar with what the PPD is, but it seemed like it was some sort of file or some sort of software. And I know people are going to be like probably pulling their hair out thinking like, Erica, you're not explaining right. But that's the way that I saw it, right? And finally, So I'm looking through all these like forums, and then I see, right, I see a lot of people pissed off at this, right? So 4 months in, we're looking at April, and they wanted to find if there was any developments. There was none. See that? But someone came through, and who is that someone? That someone is this person, called MC2021. So they came up, or they created a PPD file for the MX922. So not all the features work, like duplex printing, and it seems like I can't print more than one copy at a time, but it works. That's the most important thing. So this is the Reddit post, and I have all the links in the description below. And if all you have to do is you have to just click on this Dropbox links, and it has the instructions and the PPD file. I'm going to just briefly go through it, because I think that there are going to be people out there who don't know what's going on, and I want to explain this to you guys so it's straightforward, right? Again, I'm not a tech person. There's going to be some errors on how I'm explaining PPD or how this Google Cloud thing works, but overall, I want you guys to have a working printer if you are using this, and I'm so thankful for this individual, MC 2021 or puzzle-headed Yak 9388, because without the solution, a lot of people would have had to throw away their printers. So let's see over here. See, so they have screenshot, setting gear, advanced, click on the printer options. I'm just glossing through it. Add printer, right? And then you add the name of what you want to call this printer, and then the IP address. Now, for me, I'm running OS X. For whatever reason, I could not find the location of the IP address. I tried going through my printers in setting. Location was blank. I tried going through cups, and it did not show it either. It was really strange. I don't know why. But what I did do, and everything is listed in the description below, is I actually went through to the MX922 printer myself, and they have the little button settings. So I went through setup, device settings, then LAN settings, then confirm LAN settings, then WLAN, I think that's how you say it, WLAN settings list, and then I scrolled down until I found the IP4 address. Now, I'm not too sure if this is the IP address that they wanted to be inputted in, but I put it in there, and afterwards I clicked add. So I added my own name over here because I could not find the IP address of my printer. I just put in the IP4 address, clicked add, and then afterwards, right, I just uploaded the PPD file. See that? So the PPD file that was posted in the Dropbox. Remember, there are two files in here, right? This one is the instructional, the other one is the PPD file. I opened it, and then the printer worked. It was amazing. So this is the only way I got my computer to work. And again, I am so thankful for this, because without this file, this would have ended up as a total waste. I can print from my MacBook, but really shame on Google for not having, for not coming out, or Canon coming out with this PPD file, because a lot of people, if they weren't looking online, if they just gave up, because this file posted 2 months ago, okay? Right now we're in January, so this is what, November or something along those lines. It's a lot of people must have thrown away their Canon MX922 printers, I imagine, right? Or they bought another one, and it's really such a shame for you guys. I hope that this, oh wait, not 2 months ago. What am I talking about? 2 months ago was, I'm so sorry. 2 months ago was April, right? Yeah, April. So April 2021. Yeah. People might have thrown away their printers, and I'm really appreciative that this individual came up with the PPD file. Again, it's not perfect. You don't have duplex printing. You cannot print multiple copies, but being able to print is better than not printing at all. And yeah, so thank you for that person. And overall, just wanted to update you guys on this. I was just thinking to myself, like, holy crap, this was quite a bit of research to do, but again, without this individual, it would have came out completely futile. And yeah, so if you guys have any sort of thing like this, maybe one or something similar to that, if you guys hold on to a printer, maybe one day someone will come out with a PPD file, and they would be able to prevent your printer from going off into the landfill. And that's all I wanted to say, and thanks for listening. Again, look in the description. I know I'm rushing through this quite a bit, but I just need to take a break, because I was like looking at this stuff like over and over, and I was like, oh my, I was driving myself crazy trying to find that IP address. And even the settings that I found for the Canon printer, which I have listed in the description below, that was a lot of, you know, pressing buttons for sure, like looking at one screen, going back, going again, and just seeing. I thought to myself, like, there has to be the IP address or some sort of address on this printer somewhere. But yeah, at least it works for sure. And I'm sure a lot of people probably just gave up. And yeah, so in the future, would I recommend would I recommend a Google Chromebox or a Chromebook? I would, but just be mindful about certain things like printing. I don't think that you'll have printing issues again because they don't have that Google Cloud setting. But yeah, I really like having the Chromebox. I think it's a really great thing. I wish I could use a Chromebook for myself personally, but yeah, I like being able to download programs for sure. And I find that it's a little restrictive. But if you're doing basic computer usage, really just sending out emails or browsing the internet, or I know you can use things like Microsoft Excel or not Microsoft, some Google Sheets or something like that. If you're okay with that, Google Chromebox or Google Chromebook would work perfectly for you. But yeah, I am a big MacBook fan for sure. So but I wish MacBook wasn't so expensive. I wish I could do everything I wanted to do on a Chromebook or a Chromebox and save $800 or so. They're really great. I find that they're really great. They're very snappy. And if there's any problem with my dad's Chromebox, 100%, I would be buying him another Chromebox. It really just, it lasts longer than a MacBook in my opinion. And I don't think you can repair a Chromebox. I mean, maybe you could repair a Chromebox. I don't know how much people would get parts for a $169 machine or so. But yeah, it seems to be really, really sturdy. Okay, so yep, I'll talk to you guys later.